What if the home you paid off years ago suddenly became the reason you're going broke? Right now, homeowners across California are seeing property tax bills jump at record speed, and some reports warn increases that feel like hundreds of % higher than before. For seniors living on fixed incomes, this isn't just a number on paper. It's a financial shock that can push them out of the homes they built their lives in. Here's the disturbing part: your income doesn't matter. You could be retired, living on Social Security, and still face taxes based on a home value you can't cash out. Costs rise, bills stack up, and suddenly the place that once meant security becomes a monthly threat. Many seniors say they're being priced out without moving an inch. So the big question is this really about taxes, or about forcing people to sell? Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this is happening, who is most at risk, and what can still be done before it's too late. Number 1. Paper wealth. Many California seniors are being hit with higher property taxes not because they earned more money, but because their homes are worth more on paper. Over the last decade, housing prices across the state have exploded. Even modest homes purchased decades ago are now assessed at extremely high values. The problem is simple but brutal. Property taxes are calculated based on what the government says your home is worth today, not on what you paid for it and not on what you earn now. For seniors who already paid off their mortgages, this feels deeply unfair. Here's where it becomes dangerous. A retired homeowner may live in a house valued at over $1 million, yet survive only on Social Security or a small pension. That means they are asset-rich but cash-poor. Every year, as assessed values climb, tax bills rise automatically. Seniors don't get a raise to match it. They're forced to dip into savings, skip essentials, or take on debt just to stay put. Research shows that housing cost pressure is one of the fastest-growing causes of senior financial stress in high-cost states like California. This is why so many retirees feel trapped. Selling the home means losing their community, doctors, neighbors, and memories. Staying means facing relentless tax increases year after year. The home that once symbolized stability slowly turns into a financial burden. This is how paper wealth becomes real-world pressure, pushing seniors toward decisions they never planned to make. You think it's fair to tax seniors based on values they can't access? Share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. We put serious effort into uncovering stories that directly affect your future. One click truly helps us continue. Number 2. Revenue hunger. Across California, local governments are facing serious financial pressure. Cities and counties are struggling with rising costs tied to public pensions, infrastructure repairs, emergency services, and long-term debt. When budgets fall short, officials look for the fastest and most reliable source of money, and property taxes sit right at the top of that list. Unlike sales taxes or business taxes, property taxes are stable, predictable, and hard to avoid. Seniors become an easy target in this system. Most retirees don't move often, rarely challenge tax bills, and tend to follow the rules quietly. That makes them less risky to tax aggressively. When governments raise assessments or add new local levies, seniors feel the impact immediately. The increase may be explained as small adjustments, but when combined year after year, those adjustments turn into crippling financial pressure. Studies on municipal finance show that property taxes are often increased during economic stress because homeowners can't opt out. What makes this more troubling is the emotional cost. Seniors who spent decades contributing to their communities now feel like they're being used to plug government budget holes. The message feels clear: pay more or make room for someone else who can. This isn't about improving services for seniors, it's about keeping the system afloat. And when revenue becomes more important than people, long-time homeowners start to feel invisible. This growing dependence on property tax revenue explains why many seniors say the system feels less like taxation and more like pressure to leave. It's not sudden, but it's relentless, and that's exactly why it works. Oh, you believe seniors are being unfairly used to fix government budgets? Drop your honest opinion in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. We put real effort into exposing issues that directly affect your future. One click truly supports our work. Number 3. Inflation trap. Inflation doesn't arrive loudly, it creeps in quietly and drains purchasing power year after year. For California seniors, this has become a hidden property tax accelerator. As inflation pushes up the cost of construction, labor, and land, governments argue that home values must be reassessed higher. Those reassessments then translate directly into higher property tax bills, even though the homeowner's real income stays the same. This creates a brutal mismatch. Seniors typically rely on fixed incomes like Social Security or pensions. While these may receive small cost of living adjustments, studies show they rarely keep pace with real inflation, especially in housing-heavy states like California. Meanwhile, property-related costs, taxes, insurance, utilities, rise much faster. The result is a growing gap between what seniors earn and what they owe just to remain in their homes. What makes inflation especially dangerous is that it's often used as a justification, not a choice. Officials say, costs went up, so taxes must follow. But for seniors, inflation isn't just an economic concept, it's a monthly squeeze. Groceries cost more. Medicine costs more. Energy costs more. And on top of all that, property taxes quietly climb higher every year. Research consistently links inflation-driven housing costs to increased financial anxiety and health decline among older adults. Over time, inflation turns stability into stress. Seniors aren't overspending or mismanaging money, they're simply being outpaced by a system that adjusts upward automatically while their income barely moves. This is how inflation becomes a trap, tightening slowly until staying put feels impossible. Have rising prices already changed how secure you feel about your home? Share your experience in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. We put real effort into breaking down issues that directly affect you. One click truly helps us keep going. Number 4. Lost protections. For decades, California seniors have relied on property tax protections designed to shield them from skyrocketing costs. Programs like Proposition 13 offered stability, limiting annual increases and protecting long-term homeowners from sudden tax spikes. But now, many of these protections are being weakened or reinterpreted, leaving seniors vulnerable to reassessments they never expected. Minor home renovations, ownership transfers, or even boundary adjustments can trigger a full reassessment, instantly inflating tax bills. The problem is subtle but powerful. Many seniors aren't aware their protections can be lost, and when bills arrive, it's often too late to act. Studies show that misunderstanding or miscommunication about tax protections contribute significantly to forced home sales among retirees. What was once a safeguard against displacement has become an uncertain shield, leaving homeowners exposed to financial stress without warning. The emotional toll is just as significant as the financial impact. Seniors who believed their home would remain affordable for life are suddenly faced with impossible choices: sell, refinance, or drain life savings. This unpredictability creates anxiety, forcing long-term residents to question whether they can even stay in the communities they built. Losing protections turns what should be a secure retirement into a constant struggle, highlighting a system where rules can shift overnight. It's a wake-up call. The protections you counted on may not be as reliable as you think. Understanding these loopholes and staying informed is crucial for anyone hoping to stay in their home safely. Oh, you know someone whose property tax protections were suddenly removed? Comment below with your story and subscribe to our channel. We put hours of research into these issues. One click helps us continue sharing this critical information. Number 5. Pension pressure. California's public pension crisis is quietly fueling the property tax surge. Cities and counties owe billions in retirement benefits to public employees, and much of that burden falls on current homeowners. When budgets are stretched, officials turn to property taxes as a reliable revenue source, and seniors often bear the brunt. Even those who have lived in their homes for decades suddenly find themselves contributing to obligations they had no role in creating. This creates an unfair dynamic. Seniors are asked to cover rising costs while their own income remains fixed and limited. Social Security or small pensions simply cannot keep up with the sharp increases in property taxes, leaving homeowners scrambling to pay bills. Studies show that as tax burdens increase, retirees are more likely to sell their homes or face severe financial strain, threatening both their security and independence. What makes this situation more complicated is the lack of transparency. Many retirees do not realize that their property tax increases are partly driven by government obligations to public pensions. It's not about their home value alone, it's about a statewide funding problem being passed directly to them. Seniors who thought their retirement would be secure now face a double squeeze: rising living costs and taxes designed to fix unrelated systemic problems. The result? Many are forced to make impossible choices, selling the home they've lived in for decades or sacrificing basic needs just to stay. Understanding the connection between pensions and property taxes is critical for anyone hoping to protect their retirement years. Oh, you think it's fair for seniors to pay for government pension crises? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to our channel. We put serious effort into exposing these hidden pressures. One click helps us keep bringing you the truth. Number 6. Hidden levies. Many seniors are shocked when their annual property tax bill is much higher than expected, and the reason isn't always obvious. Beyond the base property tax, local governments are increasingly adding hidden levies for schools, infrastructure, and climate-related projects. These levies may appear small individually, but they stack up quickly, pushing total property taxes far beyond what homeowners anticipated. For retirees on fixed incomes, even a few hundred extra dollars per year can be financially crippling. These additional charges are often justified as necessary for community improvement or safety, but they disproportionately affect seniors. Unlike younger homeowners, retirees rarely see a corresponding increase in income, making these levies feel like an unfair burden. Studies show that cumulative local levies are a leading cause of financial stress for seniors, forcing many to consider selling homes they've lived in for decades. What makes hidden levies so dangerous is the lack of transparency. Tax bills may not clearly explain each charge, leaving homeowners confused and unable to plan. This uncertainty creates anxiety, as retirees face unexpected spikes every year with little warning. For many, it's no longer just a tax, it's a constant threat to their independence and stability. Understanding these hidden levies is critical. Seniors who educate themselves on local assessments can sometimes challenge unnecessary charges or apply for exemptions, protecting their hard-earned homes. Ignorance can be costly, but knowledge can provide a lifeline in a system designed to squeeze every possible dollar. Have you or a loved one ever been surprised by hidden tax levies? Comment below with your experience and subscribe to our channel. We spend hours uncovering these hidden pressures so you can stay informed. One click truly supports our work. Number 7. Climate costs. California seniors are facing a new and unexpected threat to their homeownership: climate-related property costs. Wildfires, floods, and other extreme weather events have become more frequent, and insurance premiums are skyrocketing in high-risk areas. These costs don't just hit the wallet, they directly influence property tax assessments, as homes in risk-prone areas are reassessed at higher values to account for potential hazards. For retirees on fixed incomes, this is a financial storm with no escape. Even if a senior homeowner has lived in the same home for decades, being located in a wildfire-prone zone or near floodplains can suddenly make them a target for higher taxes and insurance premiums. Research shows that these increases are disproportionately affecting older homeowners, many of whom simply cannot afford the sudden financial strain. For some, this means choosing between paying for basic necessities or maintaining their lifelong home. The emotional toll is significant. Seniors who feel safe in their communities are forced to reconsider their future, wondering if staying in the home they love is even possible. Beyond money, it's about security, memories, and independence. The system inadvertently pressures long-term homeowners to sell to investors or younger buyers who can absorb the costs more easily, contributing to community displacement. Awareness is critical. Seniors and families must understand how climate risks translate into tax hikes and explore options like exemptions, appeals, or alternative insurance strategies. Knowledge is the first step to protecting both their finances and their homes in an increasingly unpredictable world. Oh, you think climate risks are unfairly pushing seniors out of their homes? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to our channel. We put hours of research into exposing these hidden pressures. One click keeps us bringing you the truth. Number 8. Rent shift. Another hidden factor driving property tax increases for seniors in California is the shift caused by rent control policies. While rent control is designed to protect tenants, it often reduces income for local governments from rental properties. To compensate, municipalities shift more of the tax burden onto owner-occupied homes, which frequently include senior-owned properties. In other words, seniors end up paying higher taxes to make up for revenue lost in other parts of the community. This shift is particularly unfair because many seniors are on fixed incomes, relying on Social Security or pensions to cover living costs. Unlike younger homeowners who might have higher earnings, retirees don't have room to absorb these increases. Studies show that areas with strict rent control policies often see larger-than-average property tax hikes for long-term homeowners, creating a financial squeeze that forces some seniors to consider selling. The system also creates hidden pressure to vacate homes in favor of developers or investors who can pay higher taxes and rents. Seniors who believed they could age in place suddenly find themselves facing impossible choices: stay and struggle with growing tax bills, or sell and lose their community, friends, and sense of security. Understanding how rent control indirectly affects property taxes is crucial. Seniors can advocate for more equitable solutions and explore options to minimize their exposure. Awareness allows homeowners to plan ahead rather than react to sudden, unexpected increases. Oh, you think rent control policies are unintentionally hurting seniors? Comment your thoughts below and subscribe to our channel. We put in serious effort to uncover these hidden issues. One click helps us continue bringing you vital information. Number 9. Income gap. One of the harshest realities for California seniors is that property taxes are rising far faster than income. Social Security, pensions, and retirement savings often see only modest increases each year, while property assessments and local levies continue to climb aggressively. This creates a widening income gap, where the money seniors have simply cannot keep up with the costs of staying in their own homes. For many retirees, this isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Bills that were manageable a few years ago are now consuming a disproportionate share of monthly income, forcing seniors to make impossible decisions. Do they cut back on essentials like food, medicine, or utilities? Or do they sell the home they've lived in for decades? Studies show that as housing costs exceed a fixed income threshold, the risk of financial instability and stress-related health issues increases dramatically. The problem is systemic. Seniors who contributed to the community for decades now face tax burdens that seem designed for someone with a higher income. This widening gap makes even the safest neighborhoods financially risky, turning a home that once represented security and independence into a source of anxiety. It's not just about dollars, it's about quality of life, dignity, and the ability to remain in the community they helped build. Understanding this income-to-tax imbalance is critical for seniors and their families. Being informed allows retirees to explore exemptions, appeals, or strategic financial planning before the gap becomes unmanageable. Without action, the income gap can force decisions that no senior should have to make. Are rising property taxes outpacing your income too? Share your experience in the comments and subscribe to our channel. We put hours of research into uncovering issues that directly affect you. One click helps us continue exposing the truth. Number 10. Developer push. One of the less obvious but very real drivers of skyrocketing property taxes in California is the pressure from developers and investors. When seniors are forced to sell due to rising taxes, their homes often end up in the hands of real estate investors who can pay higher prices and convert properties into luxury rentals or flipped homes. This isn't just coincidence. It's a systemic shift that benefits developers while displacing long-term residents. Seniors who have lived in their homes for decades suddenly face a financial squeeze they cannot escape. Every reassessment, levy, or hidden tax increment increases the likelihood that selling becomes the only viable option. Communities that were once stable see long-term residents replaced by higher-paying tenants or buyers, disrupting neighborhood cohesion and creating a cycle of gentrification. Studies show that investor-driven property acquisition often accelerates the financial pressure on older homeowners, making it nearly impossible for retirees to age in place. The emotional and social costs are staggering. Seniors lose memories, friendships, and a sense of security, all while watching their lifelong homes transform into investment opportunities for someone else. The system rewards developers who can absorb the financial pressures while penalizing the very people who built the community over decades. Understanding this dynamic is critical for families and retirees hoping to protect their homes. Awareness and proactive planning, such as seeking tax exemptions, legal guidance, or financial strategies, can provide a fighting chance against this trend. Oh, you think developers are indirectly forcing seniors out of their homes? Comment below with your thoughts and subscribe to our channel. We spend hours uncovering these hidden pressures so you can stay informed. One click truly helps us continue this work. The reality for California seniors in 2026 is both shocking and deeply concerning. Property taxes are no longer a predictable expense. They have become a looming threat, driven by skyrocketing home values, inflation, hidden levies, and systemic pressures like pension obligations and climate risks. Seniors who have worked their entire lives, paid off mortgages, and contributed to their communities are now finding themselves priced out of the very homes they helped build. It's not just a financial problem, it's an emotional one, impacting health, independence, and the ability to remain in a familiar and supportive neighborhood. The factors behind these increases are complex, but each plays a role in creating a perfect storm of pressure. Paper wealth makes homes appear more valuable than the cash seniors actually have. Local governments, struggling with revenue and debt, rely on these homeowners to fill gaps. Inflation, weakened protections, rent control shifts, and investor-driven development further amplify the strain. Even climate risks, previously considered external, are now directly linked to higher tax assessments. For many, this is a slow-moving crisis, one that seems inevitable until action is taken. But awareness is the first step toward protection. Seniors and their families need to understand the mechanisms behind property tax increases and explore every possible safeguard, including exemptions, appeals, financial planning, and strategic advice. Knowledge can transform fear into empowerment, allowing retirees to make informed decisions rather than reacting under pressure. Ultimately, this issue is about more than numbers on a tax bill. It's about security, dignity, and the right to age in place without being forced out. By staying informed and proactive, seniors can navigate these challenges, protect their homes, and preserve the stability and comfort they've earned over a lifetime. Understanding these risks and taking action is not just smart, it's essential for safeguarding the retirement years seniors deserve.